Press B to cancel.
Everybody, hello and welcome to Press B to Cancel. My name is Guy Prime. With me tonight, our usual band of rapscallions. We have Palsh 109.
'Tis moi.
We have Werewolf.
Oh, you guys doing tonight?
I was doing okay. Now I'm doing great. And also, as always, our good friend, Sick Jake.
Oh my god.
Glad to be here. This is staying in the final cut.
The single greatest moment in Press B to Cancel history. All right, so last
that's a
time
wrap.
Last time I had hosting duties, I asked the question, what the actual fuck is Echo the Dolphin?
How did that work out for you?
It was a mind blow. So now I've decided whenever I'm hosting, not forever, but for the next little while, I need to have you guys try to educate me on what various games are. With that in mind, tonight I'm going to be asking the question, what the actual fuck is Animal Crossing? So let's start with Sick Jake. I know that there's a new Animal Crossing game out, and I have no idea what it is, what the appeal is, what the plot is, who the boss fights are, or any of it. So, Jake, could you enlighten me, please, as I know you're a fan of the series?
So actually, this is my first one. This is my first Animal Crossing game. I mean, I played the mobile one for 5 minutes. But otherwise, I'm new. So the one on the Switch, I picked it up, figured the right game for this time. And I always wanted to get into it, and I love games like Stardew Valley. But this is not Stardew. So I guess you want the plot?
Yeah, and if somebody would tell me what the actual fuck is Stardew Valley?
That's a whole other episode.
Exactly.
Okay, well, we'll save that one. So yeah, tell me whatever you want to tell me about it.
So I guess the story in this game is you're the average Joe or Jane, no identity to speak of, a random stranger plucked off the street and told you've won a contest.
This sounds terrifying already.
Oh, it's dark. So you're given the notice that you've won a contest. Tom Nook's corporation has a contest, free island getaway. And you go to the airport and they take your information down. You can design your character. And then the game drops you off on a deserted island. Deserted for you and this raccoon in a bad golf shirt. His name is Tom Nook. And he welcomes you to the deserted island. And you're going to make a new island with hookers and blackjack. All on your very own. But just as you're getting started...
Okay. I'm sorry, but let me stop you there. I already have a question. So you are welcomed to a deserted island?
Yeah, they call it this glamorous deserted island getaway. I hope I'm using the right term. Wulff, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'll be wrong at a lot of stuff.
I think it's like the complete deserted island getaway package or something like that.
Right.
Okay, so it's not an actual deserted island. There's people there. It's an ironic thing.
You're the first ones there. You, 2 other villagers who are animals, and Tom Nook and his nephews Tommy and Timmy are the only ones on this island at the beginning of the game.
Okay, so it's just mostly deserted.
Yes, well, you've all come in on the same day. There was nobody there the day before, essentially.
Okay, sorry, just trying to get the facts straight. Okay, continue on. Yes, please. Thank you.
So you're dealing with Tom Nook. He gives you the lowdown on the island and how the system of government works. Basically, it's his island, but you live there and you're the second in command, the resident representative, I think they call you. And you're trying to attract people to the island. But just as you're getting your tent set up, comes over Tom Nook and he hands you a letter. And you're like, what's this? Well, welcome to your deserted island getaway package. There'll be what is it, 50,000 bells, which is their dollars.
Yeah.
So they have their own currency.
Yes, they make their own money.
Well, I don't think it's supposed to be like some unique currency to this island. I think it's just the Animal Crossing universe works on the currency of bells.
It's not crazy at all.
It's no more crazy than Final Fantasy and Gil.
Well, no, I'll tell you the difference, though, is if you're creating your own currency, why start off so inflated? Start low.
Well, it's more, and this is a central theme to Animal Crossing. Tom Nook teaches you about capitalism and crushing debt. And every time he does something for you, you then have to pay him back. And the amounts you have to pay him are obscene. 50,000 right from the beginning is quite a bit, although he cut you a deal with some other currency. But later on, adding a room to my house was 300,000 fucking bells. The guy's a criminal in every sense of the word.
Yeah, my last upgrade, I think, is 550,000 bells.
Oh, Jesus.
I just want to say, in the middle of all this, GP, you're not the only one getting educated here, because I also have no experience with this.
So I have played the GameCube one, and then I haven't touched it until this one. So I've missed 3 entries, I think.
There's that many of these?
Yes.
Yeah, this is like the 5th one. There was GameCube, there was DS, there was Wii, 3DS, and now Switch.
And is it like roughly the same story for all of them?
It's generally you start up a town somewhere in the middle of nowhere, as far as I'm to understand. That's kind of how it was in the first one. And then it's the same in this one. So I think that's always been kind of the case.
Okay, so there is a story?
Ish. It's more about like building your own little community and making friendships with the animals in your town.
Yeah, because you're human. You're the only human there.
Okay.
I got a question. What makes this different than like Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley? Because that's exactly what that sounds like to me.
I would say gameplay. There's less of it. There's more gameplay in Stardew.
Yes.
I love Stardew. Stardew with the farming, the dating simulation, and you also get to slaughter monsters in a dungeon. That game is what Animal Crossing could have been. The only weapon you get in Animal Crossing, and New Horizons on the Switch available now, is a net, which you can beat your neighbors with. You can actually smack them with a net.
You can.
And apparently, if they can get upset enough, they might leave your island, I was told. But I could be wrong there. But that's the only weapon you get.
No, that is a thing.
Okay.
So it's true to life, is what you're.
It's an accurate simulation of life, yes.
If some of the characters, like you kind of have to interact with them more or less depending on their personality. Some of them don't like talking to you too much. Others might like you talking to them more often than not.
And they guilt trip you if you don't speak with them for a few days. Like I've been coming back to my island every 2 days, and they get upset at you. They sass talk you.
I haven't encountered that yet. I was wondering if that was a thing in this one, because in the GameCube one, it very much was. Oh, it was a guilt trip every time. Like if you missed somebody because you play at night and you started playing before or after the animals go to sleep, and then you play the next day during the day when they're awake, they will all guilt trip you.
It's nuts. They're like, oh, you're still here? You're talking. I was thinking about leaving to another island. You know, that other deserted island? The one's cooler than you? That's crazy. It's there's deep personality in Animal Crossing.
I'm going to say right now that's already turned me away from this game because I don't want to be guilted into a game. I feel bad enough if I'm playing like games like Devil May Cry or something where if you keep dying, they say, hey, do you want to bring it down a level to easier difficulty? I'm like, no, you asshole. It's like, don't guilt trip me for, trying to live my life. It's like, guess what? I'm trying to get shit done.
Yeah, since I hadn't seen that in this one, I kind of thought it wasn't a thing. Because, like, it would kind of make sense that it's not a thing when people can't necessarily sit and play a game every day. I thought maybe they would have made it to where it's like, you have to go a few days at least before they start guilting you, or they just drop that because it's a little bit obnoxious, honestly.
So they're taking steps from the Duolingo owl, is what you're telling me.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yes.
I tell you, between the Duolingo owl, Netflix asking if I'm still there, and my needy ass plants who have to be watered every day. I don't know if I can handle something like this.
Every day, man. That's why I have nothing but cacti. You don't need to water them as much.
So, okay, you said there's a net that you can use to beat people, which is cool. Are there any other
The selling point right
villains?
You can also catch fleas off of your grosser neighbors.
there. Wait, what?
As you do.
You can catch fleas off of your more disgusting
No way.
neighbors. Yes, if you talk to one of them and they're itchy, smack them with the net and catch a flea.
Wow.
So it really is just like real life.
Yes,
Yeah.
This is way too true to life. I'm getting out of this.
So there's no like boss fights. There's no random boss or like fight encounters or.
The closest thing I can think of to boss fights or any fighting whatsoever is wasps and spiders. There is, if you shake a tree or cut down a tree or something like that and you're not prepared for it, there is the potential that a wasp's nest will fall out. And those wasps are not happy. If you're prepared with a net, you can catch them right away. Otherwise, you need to book it and get inside a building or something real quick. There's also like a spider or tarantula. I still haven't caught the damn thing. He's pissing me off. But it appears, I've noticed around sunset or evening. And if you come too close, it starts chasing you, trying to bite you. And I've been bitten every single time. I've not caught it yet. And it makes you pass out and wake up at your house.
So in the game, you can actually visit other islands. And there's one called Tarantula Island. And it's nothing but spiders.
I was hoping it was going to be other people. I was really hoping for that curveball.
No, there's no other people. There's nobody in this game. Just you and a bunch of animals. It's like we bought a zoo, but instead of Matt Damon, it's like Chucky from Child's Play.
Okay, now see, that is the most intriguing thing I've heard so far tonight.
Yeah, now I'm interested again.
Yeah. Just when I thought I was out, they keep pulling me back in, you know?
But can't you like interact with other players? Is there any way of doing that in this one, or is this all like solo in your? Okay, so there are other players that are human.
That's actually been a thing since the GameCube one. You could put 2 memory cards in the same machine and play as one character visiting another person's village by crossing from one memory card to the other, interacting with villagers and all that. And if you did that, you could actually end up villagers swapping towns.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
It's been around since GameCube. It's just now it's easier. However, it still seems like everything network-based takes forever in this game.
It's like Nintendo, and everything Nintendo and online, it's half-assed and just tedious for no reason.
Honestly, there's a little bit too much UI in this game, if I'm being honest. I'm really digging on it, but you go to use your workbench. So you go up to your workbench, the crafting bench, and interact with it. And the first thing it says is like, you want to craft something? And then you have to tell it yes or no, and then it'll take you into the crafting menu if you say yes.
Okay, so just for anybody out there listening who doesn't know, I know what it is, but for anybody who doesn't know, what would you say UI stands for? I know what it is.
User interface.
Exactly. Thank you. Okay.
That wasn't what he was thinking. GP, please tell us what you were thinking.
Yes, please.
What about UI?
Yeah.
Urinary infection.
Okay, thank you.
Makes sense.
We could probably cut that part out. Let's use that.
Anytime you say we could probably cut that out, it makes the cut. I'm telling you.
That's the guarantee.
We'll just put a little
Yeah.
Animal Crossing thing in saying, no, we're leaving it. That's gold. You know?
So that's a good mention as
and-
well. The
Okay.
voices in this game are bizarre.
And I don't know if any of you are aware of this, but it's been this way since the first one. Every single letter is pronounced as its full letter. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, so on all the way through Z. So they just have them piled against each other so quickly. Sometimes you can make out the words because they just happen to sound kind of like the word. But they
Okay.
very quickly, in a high-pitched, fast motion, pronounce every single letter in what they're saying.
Oh God.
So, like, my name would just be, like, GP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But faster than that. You probably wouldn't even hear a space between them.
Sure. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm taking notes here, and I want to make sure I'm recapping this correctly. You're the only human on an island, but you can visit other humans' islands. You have a landlord who you can borrow money from to do things, but then you have to pay him back incredible markups. Otherwise, don't get bitten by spiders, and it's exactly like real life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Am I capturing this?
Well, except you don't actually visit the islands of other humans. Well, I guess you can, but that's a multiplayer thing. But most islands you visit are like procedurally generated, maybe, or at least it's other desert islands with a theme.
Okay, right. Okay, so what's the end game here? Like, how do you beat the game?
There's probably a few of what people might consider win conditions. One of them being filling out the entirety of the museum. One of them being actually finishing all the upgrades to your house, stuff like that. So I don't know that there's actually a win condition.
So there kind of is.
Is there?
Yeah. So, well, first off, when you say museum, GP, remind us about that, because you need to ask about that. But for win conditions, at least with the Switch version, the goal is to clean up the island that's got the environmental spin and build up enough unique features on your island to attract a pop star of all the rage known as KK Slider. And he comes to visit the island to a concert, and after that concert, that's when apparently credits roll. I've not gotten there yet because I'm a slob. I would probably have fleas. I don't want to clean half my island up. Especially to get to half my island, I have to build a bridge, and motherfucker wants 900 or 90,000 bells for a bridge. So my island's going to stay dirty. So no KK Slider for me. But apparently that's if you want to speed run the game. If you are a speedrunner listening to this episode and Animal Crossing has piqued your perverted interest, you can speed run it. And the goal is to get to KK Slider concert, credits roll.
So, Jake, you're aware that you can cross the river before you build a bridge, right?
Wait, what?
Okay, so there's a tool you can get that's like a pole that you can use to cross rivers. It's like the first thing, it's one of the first tools you should have gotten. Same with a ladder. You should have gotten a ladder pretty quickly too, considering you're ahead of me on having your resident building built.
You know, you're right. And just after the first bridge, you get a bridge a little while after the Polting Vault. And after the first bridge, I stopped using that pole. I completely forgot about that pole because my island's in thirds. So the second third was opened up with a bridge, and I just forgot about the pole. I've left a third of my island a wild wasteland for at least 12 hours. This is ridiculous. I hate this fucking game.
Okay, I got a question for you guys because this is something we actually glossed over in the intro. What's the actual name of this game? Like the full title? Because it's not just Animal Crossing, right?
Animal Crossing New Horizons.
New Horizons it is. Okay.
Happy Home Designer.
City Life? Happy Home Designer wasn't Animal Crossing. Not really.
Well, it ties into this game, though, I thought. You can import stuff.
Can you? I thought it was a Wii U game of all things.
It's a spiritual spin-off. That's a
I don't know. It was not a proper Animal Crossing game, and I do remember seeing a lot of people were disappointed in that unveiling when they announced it.
So it's like Spider-Man, the movie Spider-Man versus the rest of the official MCU.
Which Spider-Man? Are you talking about the one with Tobey Maguire? Or are you talking about
the good one?
Like the Amazing Spider-Man with the dude from the Facebook movie?
It sucks there's so many of them now, but no. Not the good one with the Tobey Maguire if he was a Zoomer. That one.
What? What the hell does that even mean?
Okay. Yeah, the guy.
Zoomer?
Okay, the new Spider-Man movies. We're off topic, but the new Spider-Man movies. Whoever that actor is, he's
Tom
like
Holland.
Okay, fine. Yeah, Tom. Good old Tom. Not Tom Nook. See, bring it back. But he's like 12 or something in real life. So he's like Tobey Maguire. If he was like a Zoomer age. Zoomer is like the new generation after, I don't know, the rest of us millennials and boomers die off.
Is that like, oh, I thought it was like a non-boomer. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Zoomer. It's like after our, whatever we are. I don't fucking know what we are.
PB, post-boomer. Gotcha.
PB, press B.
Bringing that B material, folks.
Yeah,
Yes.
bringing that B game.
So, okay. What is up with the museum?
So the museum has three aspects.
Snort count number 4.
There's catching fish and donating them to the museum to fill out their whole fish side. So they've got like aquariums that you can fill up. And then you've got the insect side where you catch all the insects, bugs, arachnids, everything, and turn them in for that side. You've got the fossil section. So you go around your island, you dig up little cracks in the ground every day, and they bring up random set of fossils. I think you get 4 a day if you're diligent about it. You can go have those analyzed, and if you're lucky, all 4 are new ones, because there's something like, I don't know, probably 100 different fossils in the game. And if you're unlucky, all 4 of them will be repeats, and then you can just go sell them to Nook.
This sounds like an insult. Just go sell it to Nook.
Well, because he rips you off. These are like priceless fossils, and the asshole gives you like 200 bells for it.
Nice, it's not that bad. He gives you like 2,000 to 7,500, depending.
Don't you cater to him? Don't you be on Nook's side on this? He's a criminal.
To be fair, it's not him that is paying you for these things. His nephews run the store.
Look, the Godfather never handles the money. Okay, he has the mooks for that, or wherever, the henchmen for that.
Honestly, at this point, he's not even hands-on with the town anymore because he's got Isabella taken over for him.
Yeah, but you just know he has a 9mm underneath that desk for when things go south. Right? Like, he's got all this trouble to set himself up on a deserted island out of international waters to continue his operations. And he's got Isabel working the lines. Yeah, and he got Timmy and Tommy running the crook. But, you know, this scam.
Something to that end, when new villagers are going to come, you need to take up the mantle of preparing their homes for them, and you don't get any pay in return.
Yeah, you're into the construction business. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Waste management.
So he has you go do all the legwork for setting up these people's homes, and then you still owe him the same amount of money you did before you did that.
Yeah, it's like the worst of Avon mixed with the mafia in the movie Castaway. That's what this is.
It's funny to me that you're making an equation like that, because I've been writing stuff down, and so far I've got Gilligan's Island plus Hunger Games plus Pokemon times student loans, and that's essentially the game.
I like that you multiplied with the student loans, because that really nailed it home.
It really is a never-ending mortgage.
Yeah, the never-ending mortgage.
Well, like, literally the guy's like, oh, you like your house? Yeah, it's a nice house. But it could be better. Yeah, let me just go and add another room for you. You want a basement? Yeah, let's do a basement. And then the next day, you owe me $500,000.
And so, okay, when you're adding on to your house, you're doing that for what purpose? Can you like flex on your neighbors? Are you trying to like score some raccoon poon? What's going on?
I don't decorate your house. And I assume, I don't know exactly how many rooms you can have per floor. I'm assuming it's 6 per floor, and I think you can get a basement, first floor, second floor.
Right, but like the point to doing that is so your character is happy and not depressed, or again, to flex on the neighbors, or does that increase your charisma?
It's a commentary on Western society. You're not ever happy in Animal Crossing.
It's all consumerism.
And we're not kidding. Everything is for sale in this game. This morning it was a toilet brush I could decorate my house with.
Send one my way. I have a bathroom.
Well, yeah, that, a set of knives, apple-shaped TV, a luchador wrestler figure, and a punching bag.
That's
what I had this week.
Is it strong bag?
Very much like strong bag, yeah.
I had a punching bag.
This sounds like a really good like housewife / house husband simulation game all of a sudden, where it's just like, I'm bored and on Amazon. Let's get a new toilet brush for my designer bathroom.
It's odd. It's kind of like Sims, but harder to get money.
Ow.
And that you can't do anything with this stuff. You just stare at it. It is absolutely frivolous.
Yeah.
It does nothing for you.
I gotta say, guys, you're not selling me on this game.
No.
Good, because it's bad.
This sounds horrible.
This good because it's bad, but I bet you in like 5 minutes after recording, I'm gonna see Jake log onto his Switch and start playing and start complaining about Tom Nook again.
See, you will, and I'm going to tell you why. So in this game, there's a stock market, and that's stock as STALK, which is a pun so easy even I know it. And what it is every Sunday there's this animal, Daisy May. She sells you turnips. The price fluctuates week to week. The idea is you buy them, and then throughout the week, you go to Timmy and Tommy, and they'll give you a price. And it's different every day. And you hopefully sell it.
It's different every morning and afternoon.
Right, twice a day. And you sell your turnips to them, hopefully when the price is high and not when it's low. So online, when you Google Animal Crossing, you see probably two things. Tom Nook's a crook, which is true. Or you see people saying how they've made millions playing the stock market and selling turnips. Okay? I see this. I know Nook is a crook. I see turnips. I need money. I can get turnips. It's Sunday. I go to her for probably the second time since I played this game. I don't play it very much. And she's like 102 bells per turnip. I sell everything in my house. All my fruit, my Apple TV, gone. My bamboo rug, gone. I sell all for the money. And then I go and buy a bunch of turnips.
They call it a juicy Apple TV to avoid the legal ramifications.
Nook doesn't have that much money. He can't fight off the ghost of Steve Jobs. So I buy like 700 turnips. I spent everything I had in turnips. 102 per each. Do you think the price would go higher than that? No, apparently the average price of turnips is like 60 to 70. I didn't know this. I bought them at 100.
You got to do your market research. Yeah, no.
So, and the worst part is, every day this week, the price is getting lower and lower. It was 62 when I checked this morning. I can't sell. I can't do that. That's like half what I put in there. I sold my juicy Apple TV. I can't go back. So, but the worst part is if you wait too long, it's turnips, literally turnips. They go bad in 10 days. So if I don't sell, they're wasted. And I don't know what's worse. Tail between my legs, selling for half of the damn bells, or just having a pile of rotten turnip in my house.
Sounds like Jake got a lesson in the School of Hard Knocks.
Fuck this game.
Yeah, if it's any consolation, at least you can, rest your head on your pillow at night knowing that none of this means anything.
Would you say that you're having trouble to turnip profit?
Oh,
wow.
That's a pun. Even I know. The worst part is though.
I mean, that's all that Animal Crossing is puns.
Yes, it's a bad
you catch
joke.
the same fish 1,000 times, and it'll give you one of two puns over and over.
Oh, look! I caught a sea bass.
Looks more like a C+.
It's full of that shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, before this, we were trying to convince GP to basically want to play Echo the Dolphin. And I think we did a pretty good job. You guys are doing the complete opposite for me. I think maybe for GP as well.
I think this game, something about Animal Crossing, there's a real Stockholm Syndrome thing about this game. There is.
I believe it. All I've heard is people complaining about price of turnips and this and that. And like now that I have context behind it, I'm kind of worried. Like this is worse than playing the auction house in an MMO.
But this is the 5th game in the series, and there are a lot of people out there who have been like diehard fans of the entire franchise. So 5 games in, they're loving everything about it. They're like, oh my gosh, this character. Oh my gosh, that character. I'm like, the only characters I remember from the first game are Nook and KK. That's it. KK Slider, Tom Nook, and his nephews.
See, I always remember the first one on my island. His name is Lyman. He's a green koala. Calls me Chips. I hate that fucker. I hate him.
No, Lyman seems like some guy I could party with. That's cool.
Oh, hey, Chips. It's raining out. Sucks getting wet.
I have trouble remembering the 5 people, the 5 animals on my island as it is.
Well, they all call you something cute, don't they?
Not that I've noticed. I think just my frog.
Really?
Yeah.
You clearly are not whacking them enough with that net.
I mean, they all have a little phrase that they say.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what you're seeing. But it's not necessarily what they call you. It's just this also goes back to the GameCube one, and back then you could change it, but they all have a catchphrase. So like a word that they say at the end of a lot of sentences.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And they used to be like, I'm thinking about changing it. What do you think? And you could give them like a new 6 to 10 letter word or something like that instead.
Yeah, so in this one, you can go see Isabel, and you're like, I have a problem with somebody in my island, or Nook's Island. And she's like, oh, what is it? I'm like, oh, XYZ neighbor. Oh, what's wrong? Is something they're wearing? Are they dressed bad? Is it something they're saying? You don't like the way they talk? And then you tell which one you don't like.
Change that this one.
And she'll be, don't worry about it. I'll talk to them. I'll talk to them about that.
The more you talk about this game, that more that whole Stockholm syndrome thing is starting to kick in for me, and I'm actually kind of scared now.
I may have planted a grove of peach trees, and I may have this desire to pick them, even while we're playing this, or we're doing this podcast. Peaches for me.
I feel like this game is training people to encounter the real world with the phrase, but life really do be like that. You know what I mean? Because, well, you know, the saying a generation ago was, it is what it is. And I can't stand that phrase. But I have picked up on saying, life really do be like that, though. Because sometimes life really do be like that. And I feel like this game is for the older generation, or maybe our generation, you know, the 30-somethings, that are playing a game and saying, you know what, I can recognize this as a commentary, as you said, on how the real world is, but not in a cool way. And then I feel like it's training maybe the younger generation to eventually see those inequities in the real world and be like, God, man, life really do be like that, though. You know, Tom Nook was based on real life.
So far, what I've learned is be careful of buying turnips.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
I've heard nothing but complaints about turnips from Jake and my brother all week.
Yeah, is there anybody happy with their turnip portfolio?
Yeah.
Me, because I don't have one yet.
And I think, you know, if we're doing the whole what I've learned from this, what I've learned is that Echo the Dolphin does sound fun. Yeah. I think Palsh and I are high-fiving on this one, saying, well, this 50-minute episode so far has been enough for me to experience the game. Not to hate on it. Like, I don't want to speak ill of it to everybody who's addicted to it, because obviously they're doing something right that's addictive, but I'm half a jackass in real life. I have a feeling I would be at least half a jackass in this game, and if I were in this game, my only complaint would be that in the game there is not another version of the game for me to play to make myself a third-level jackass.
I don't need a game to make me a jackass, is all I'm going to say here.
Well, it's like Second Life. Do you guys remember Second Life?
Yeah.
It's like in the episode of The Office where Dwight has a second life, but it's the exact same character as his regular life, except he has a guitar and can fly.
No, that's a game.
Shout out to Steve Carell, the only silver fox my wife has admitted she would leave me for. I'm sorry. Apparently, even just hearing about this game has me a little switched. I'm a little turned.
I was thinking more salt and pepper than silver fox, but okay.
That was a weird 2 a.m. conversation. No one cares. The point is,
The best part is like we're 3 hours ahead of that, so.
right. No, so I don't think I will pick up this game. I have seen a number of people that are streamers whom I like playing this game, and because I knew we were going to be doing this episode, I haven't watched them. I may check some of them out, but I think it's going to have to be somebody I know. I don't want to take the chance on watching somebody I don't know play what I know of this game. Like, I'll watch Arthur the Last Ancient play it, or I will watch, any of our close friends playing this one, but I don't want to watch a stranger play it because I think I'll just be half a jackass and pop into chat or something like that and just be like, I don't get this. Please explain it.
Yeah, I do like to watch. Actually, Arthur plays it. You got Marin and Gooms are the 3 I like to watch. And like I shit on this game like most games on this show. But some people get right into it and it's just a very chill, relaxed atmosphere. The inner asshole in me just says I can't be like that. I have to shit on it. But I love watching people play it who enjoy it. I can see the appeal for sure. But I'm waiting for those credits, man.
This game has 2 things really, really going for it above all else. One is the Skinner box aspect. It's really, really good about constantly rewarding the player. Small gimmies, bits of money, other goodies, whatever. Like, it's a constant stream of rewards for the player. I think that's one of the things that keeps people playing, especially with the broad assortment of items. There's the hope that the next item you find or the next item you're given will be something you really wanted, be it a piece of clothing, a piece of furniture for your house, something to decorate outside, whatever.
And like they're constantly adding stuff too, right?
Yeah, I think I don't know how often they're going to be doing updates, but I'm assuming it's going to be for the foreseeable future. We'll probably see an update every month or two.
Yeah, but it's seasonal in terms of like the wildlife, the bugs, the fish, and everything. And like every new bug, I mean, we joke about it, but I do like the dumb puns. And every fish, and there's dozens of them, has a pun with it. So seeing those, the new ones anyway, is fun.
Yeah. The other thing it has going for it is the really chill atmosphere the game has. It's not a high-stress game by any means. At least it's not supposed to be. When you liquidate everything you own to buy a pile of turnips,
I was giving a tip.
then yeah, maybe a little bit stressful. But
life really do be that way.
for me, I have not encountered anything I would call stressful in this game, save for, oh crap, it's wasps and I don't have a net out, so I gotta run. Like, that's it. Most of the time, literally, I'll just like, if I am just sitting down and the Switch is next to me and I'm not doing anything, I'll play the game for 5 minutes and then just set it down again and go do something else. So I get little bits of it in throughout the day. It's not like I literally cannot sit and play Animal Crossing for hours on end. It's
Can't.
not that engaging to me. But I do get why it is that engaging for lots of people. A lot of people don't want high octane gameplay. They don't want constant in your face, constant management or anything like that. It's literally walk around, pick weeds, catch bugs, catch fish, chop trees, pick fruit, go sell, repeat.
See, the way you're describing it now makes me think Candy Crush, and I think I'd rather Candy Crush at this point.
It's also like it lets you decorate. You can decorate the entire island as well as your inside of your house.
Okay, Candy Crush HGTV version. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like an HGTV animal game, basically.
Better homes and crossings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the thing with the decorations is the range and variety. Like I've seen things like animated wallpaper that looks like rain, boxing ring crowd wallpaper. Plus you can do your own custom stuff, or you can get the QR code of somebody who makes custom stuff in their version of Animal Crossing and copy it to yours. So if you look online, like Twitter posts of people's custom homes, I saw somebody recreate Pallet Town and one from Mario Brothers, for example. Like the amount of hours people spend making hilarious stuff like this is amazing. I'll never do it.
Yeah.
But I sure as hell will love watching it and liking it on a tweet. But it's crazy.
I saw someone completely rebuild their island, terraform their island to be representative of Hyrule in Link to the Past.
See, it's nuts.
Yeah, there's got to be like a big overlap between people who enjoy this and say Super Mario Maker or something, because that sounds like right up the same kind of alley to me.
I disagree. The reason I say that is the stuff that you can make in Super Mario Maker, you can't do that in real life. But if I wanted to go buy wallpaper from somebody, I could really do that. Or if I saw something in somebody else's house and I'm like, oh, I like the way that looks, I can do that to my house.
Look, if you want to stomp on mushrooms, go for it. I'm not going to try to stop you.
I guess what I'm saying is, like, I don't know that I'm as interested, and this is just me as a person, not, like where Wulff was saying, not to step on the toes of people who play this all the time. I like Final Fantasy VII because materia, not real. So I can only do that in that game. But if I'm going to go collect tarantulas, I mean, I'm not that guy, but if I were, I could. Yeah, if I want to go borrow money from a raccoon, actually, you know what? That might be. So it's the cartooniness of this game that's the appeal. Is that right?
I think your logic right there is why I don't play sports games.
So hold on. Are you telling me if you wanted to be Bo Jackson in real life, you could be Bo Jackson in real life?
I'm not saying I couldn't. I'm not saying I could. All right.
Hey, look, Bo knows podcast, and if Bo is listening, please join us on the. I almost said the couch. That's not right. That's the wrong brand.
We'll change the name of the podcast to Press Bo.
To Press Bo.
Press Bo to kick ass.
Yeah.
I'm going to be real here real quick. One of the reasons I bought the original Animal Crossing was because of the emulator it had in it. So in the original GameCube one, you buy the game, and I think there were something like a dozen NES games that you could acquire within it.
Oh.
You could set up like a little NES, and that one might have Excite Bike or Super Mario Brothers or something else. It had a bunch of NES games in it. And so
I would
to
buy that.
me, especially back then with GameCube, it was like, yeah, I wouldn't mind having some of these games I don't have on the NES.
And, the fact that they probably work better and you didn't have to blow in the cart sounds really appealing right now.
Yeah.
See, I want the full experience.
With subsequent entries, they removed those. They didn't have them in them anymore because now they had eShop. So they didn't put games in other games anymore because they're like, no, we want to sell them now. And I was like, well, I'm not going to buy these Animal Crossings.
Tom Nook is actually on Nintendo's board of directors and said, ho, you don't make bells this way.
The difference with this one is it kind of requires you have access to a bunch of Nintendo games anyway to play, because if you're going to play it online, you need to have Nintendo Online. Free NES and SNES games from that. So there you go.
Yeah, how many turnips do I have to be able to play Excite Bike? But see, I would do that. Like, I bought Contra 4. You guys know I like Contra. But really, if I'm being honest, the reason I bought Contra 4 was because inside of that you could unlock Contra 1 and Super Contra. And I own both those games on cartridge, but if I can get another copy hidden inside of a copy of a different game, I'm going to do that. So if you told me Contra was on the GameCube Animal Crossing, I would probably search some garage sales for that.
I did that with, I want to say it's Castlevania Chronicles for the PSP. It's the one with Rondo of Blood, completely redone in 3D. And then you could unlock Symphony of the Night.
Oh, dope.
I bought that so I could unlock Symphony of the Night and play Symphony of the Night on the PSP.
Right. Yeah. So I think we all kind of get that.
Moral of the story, you don't have to play the game if you don't want to play the game. You can play other games. So now you're selling.
That's how you know the creators have confidence in the game. What are we going to do if people don't like this? Let's put something in there that they know or we know they'll like.
It's not a bad game, but expect it to be a time sink.
Yes.
Excite Bike? I'm kidding.
And if you're not going to give it the time sink sort of attention, don't be surprised when your village is very slow going, people leave, you're behind on pretty much all the events, stuff like that.
Well, but let's be honest. If I'm going to a deserted island, it's not because I love people. So it seems like that would be okay. I can see Tom Nook, even though I have no idea who he is, waving to people as they're leaving. No, please come back. That'll be $400,000.
Life is like a deserted island. Turnips are still gross.
Yeah, we can't eat these. Let's use them as currency. Palsh, do you have any final questions? Are there any things that were said during this podcast that have made you come up with new questions?
I mean, not necessarily about the game. Questions about life, maybe. What I'm doing with myself, definitely. But no, I think we're covered.
And then, Werewolf, do you have any final things to say about the game?
It's kind of like Sims Lite in some ways.
Like Chibi Sims.
Yeah, it's kind of like Chibi Sims, but with less direct customization at your fingertips right off the bat. That's all unlocked too.
Okay. And then, Sick Jake, well, any final comments about the game?
I mean, if the price of turnips goes up 200% in the next 24 hours, A+ game. Otherwise, I'm going to walk into City Hall with a net and just shove it somewhere. Anyway.
And just tell everybody the new currency is fleas.
Pretty much. No, it's not a bad game.
I'm hoping for you. I'm hoping the price of turnips skyrockets.
I sure hope
I'll
so.
check for you on mine after we're done here.
Oh, also, okay, let me ask that question real quick about the turnip thing. The price of turnips in Jake's game, would that be the same price as the turnips in Werewolves? Like, is it just one price set for the entirety of everybody playing and that changes with the calendar?
No.
In fact, there's some
sucks.
people out there who are setting up PayPal accounts and forum threads when the price of turnips is high on their island, and they're selling access, real-world money, to join their island for 10 minutes to sell turnips.
What?
Yeah, like €1, you can come to my island. You can get this spot in line to come in during this time of the day because there's a limit to visitors to an island. And you can queue up for $1 to get turnip prices.
So video game turnips are now the new Bitcoin. Is that what I'm hearing? I mean, we're not advocating, right? We're not financial advisors by any stretch, but I mean, can I draw those parallels?
You can now.
I hope so.
I mean, I don't know if the Switch can do cryptocurrency mining, although I know companies have tried.
God.
Well, at least they've been accused of it.
Yeah.
And that leads us to my next question, which we'll have to pick up next time. What the actual fuck is cryptocurrency? And what system is that on? Is that the PlayStation? It sounds like a PlayStation thing. I'm kidding, of course.
Try to convince like somebody else that Twitch bits are not Bitcoin was fighting an uphill battle for people that were like 10 years older than me.
See, that's one of those things where I'm like, just let him believe that. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
That's no skin off.
If he wants to pay me like 100 Bitcoin instead of 100 Twitch bits, I'm not going to fight it.
Or even better, 2,000 turnip.
Oh yeah, well I mean I can feed myself with that.
Maybe
For 10 days.
In about 8 days.
Yeah.
It take 8 days to cook, and then you got 2 days to eat them.
But they'll power that house for days to come.
I'm gonna get me a fourth garage. Are there cars in the game?
No cars.
Cars?
There's gas
I have
pump.
a scooter.
I have a gas pump.
There's tires.
Yeah.
What a tire is doing out by a deserted island when you're fishing, I have no idea. But
Oh, they need something for a swing, so that makes sense. All right, very good. Well, I think that's as good as that episode's gonna get.
I think that this is any opinion formed is not probably going to change at this point, so we should probably end it.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, I want to say thank you guys for trying to educate me. You guys did a great job. That was not a slight toward you. I'm just simply saying I'm stupid. And
it's kind of a hard game to explain.
I'm really glad that you guys tried. Next time we'll try something else. with a more concrete thing. And so for anybody out there who there's one other question that I thought of that I want to incorporate into these kind of episodes. So let's do this one real quick and then we'll say our goodbyes. But one thing I've learned is Cuphead is now, I guess, DLC for Super Smash Brothers. So how long in months do we anticipate before Tom Nook gets added to Smash Brothers?
See, Villager is my main in Smash Brothers. I play a lot of Smash. And I've been advocating for him to be in Smash for like 2 years now, since the Wii U version of Smash came out. And they added Isabelle. She's fine, but she's no Tom Nook. They really should add.
Oh, wait a sec. So they actually have Animal Crossing people in Smash?
Yeah.
The Villager and Isabelle.
Facetious.
And the Villager's moves are chopping a tree,
Wow.
dropping bowling balls.
Yeah.
So
It's great.
I wish I'd thought to ask that last week during Echo. So I want to see Echo in Smash Brothers.
They also have those weird little gyroids. I think
The
they were called
rockets.
gyroids.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like little cactus creature things. I don't know if they're still around in this version or not, but they used to just like be a little thing that would dance and they're very weird.
I can't wait to hear that in half speed. All right, very good. Well, I was hoping they would add Tom Nook so that we can get a financial bitch slap power move, but that's okay.
No, he would have to bust out with like a baton and smack some kneecaps. And then bells come flying out of the person he hits at him.
And turnips for days.
Tom Nook get his money.
All right, so, all right, yeah, let's go ahead and wrap up here. Palsh, let's actually, you know what? I want me and Palsh to go last because I think we've probably got some comments. So, Werewolf, tell people who you are, where they can find you. I
currently have not been streaming. Hopefully I'll be back at it soon. But when I am, you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at WAREWULFF or right here in this show every week. Most weeks.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. And Sick Jake.
And yeah, I'm Sick Jake. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter. I'm like, what? Kind of a streamer. Once a quarter. You know, it's good.
It's bad when I've surpassed you for streaming frequency.
Stop raising that bar. Goddamn.
All right. So that's Sick Jake, SIC Jake Stoner. All right, Palsh.
It's government sanctioned. Fuck you.
Oh, to be young and Canadian.
Can we censor all bad words with like the Animal Crossing style of how they say things in this episode?
Like Like speeding up someone saying literally F-U-C-K.
There's probably a
Yes.
generator. Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right, so Palsh 109.
That's me.
Fantastic.
Today has been Press B to Cancel. Thank you, everybody.
My name is Guy Prime from the Therapy Couch, here to say thank you for joining us for Press B to Cancel. And remember, sometimes life do be like that, though. Take care.
Thank you for waiting
And
until after it.
out.
Life do be like that, though.
Special thanks for music go to Arthur the Ancient, found on SoundCloud, or The Last Ancient on YouTube. For more episodes, please visit our website, pressbtocancel.com. As well, feel free to like or subscribe at Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, or anywhere else you like to listen to your favorite shows. As always, thank you. This has been
Press B to cancel.